Hello and welcome to the Interactive Distractions podcast. I am your host.
Stank on that one.
I am your host today, Travis Baum. Hey, how are you? And I'm here with Jason A. Striker.
Hi, I'm Jason.
And Indus Hefe, Indus Geoff. What's up, baby?
What up?
All right. Not a large show for you all today. We have distractions. No news, no anything else. We're just going to be talking about the games that we've been playing this week. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got some goodies. But before we jump into the games, like always, some quick intros about what's going on in our lives. Starting off with Mr. Geoff. How's it going?
Hi. I'm going to talk about sports ball for a second.
Oh, shit.
Basketball started up.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Officially this week. So I'm all excited and then disappointed because the Raptors are probably gonna suck a whole
Canadian
lot of
dinosaurs.
Yeah, the Canadian. That's what they should be called, really.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So they won their first game, lost a really heartbreak game yesterday in overtime, and a lot of shit went down. They're losing right now. So yeah,
You're gonna be all right, Geoff.
I think I'll be all right. An upper, I expect them to be kind of turdy this year. So our GM, yeah, he's not. He didn't do too many good things in the off season. So
In sports, Jason, a GM is somebody who kind of helps the teams pick the players.
He's the
make
game
trades.
master.
manager, so to speak. He's the game master. That's
Game
right.
master.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah. He rolls all the dice.
Yes.
everything that you
Most
know
of the
about
days.
D&D, it incorporates itself perfectly
It's
into
real life D&D.
professional basketball. Yeah,
Mhm.
it basically is. Yeah.
Yeah.
LARPing.
Pretty much.
LARPing.
I'm pretty sure like D&D actually took the rules from sports. So
Okay.
that's where it all started.
Okay,
Back
That's fair.
yonder.
that's fair.
But I did. I added something to my collection this week that I was ecstatic to find. I found a limited edition copy of Lies of P. The steel book.
Wait.
Yeah,
wait,
steel
wait.
book. I was like, shit.
Wait, you already had a copy of the game, right?
No, I have it. I had it on Game Pass.
Oh, okay. All right. You.
Yeah. So because like I
Dodged a
tried
dummy
looking
bullet
for it.
there. Okay. Excellent.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't have. No, I can't say I wouldn't have done it if I didn't. I was looking for it before it came out, but they were a limited edition only to GameStop.
Oh.
And I think it was pre-orders only, so there's not a lot of them, and they're going from about 150 and up on the eBays. So I was like, not a big deal. And then I had to go to the mall the other day to just get some shit, and I was like, I'm going to go into GameStop. I went in there totally expecting to get Mario Wonder, honestly, and then I went in there and I'm like, going up to be like, hey, I'll take a copy of Mario Wonder. And then I saw it there on the behind the counter, and I was like, is that reserved for anybody? He's like, oh, no, it's not. So I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, so is like, can I see it for a second? I want to make sure everything's in it and stuff like that.
Oh,
and it was in really good condition. And he's like, yeah, no, a guy just traded this in like just before you walked in. I was like, I'll take it.
You fucking simp. Oh my God.
I'm like, I'm doing it. Well, how else am I supposed to get it? Got to be pre-owned, right? You can't get it new.
I guess.
Yeah,
guess.
I mean,
You can also not buy it just because it's a steel
paying
book.
$200.
Okay.
No, I need that steel book, man.
Okay. All right.
And I mean, I'm never gonna sell it probably. And I mean, I paid $50 for it, and it's worth right now $150, which
And it's also you're not taking a chance on a steelbook for a game that you haven't played yet, and you don't know if it ends up being a stink fest. Like, this is a game that is great.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. It's not like when I bought Wanted Dead or whatever that game was, and that was a turd.
Ooh.
I think those go for like $20 or $30 on eBay new now. So
big bucks.
Yeah. Damn.
Exactly. Or like 50, but whatever. It was regularly like 100. But yeah, so that was that kind of cheered me up for the week ahead of the crappy Raptors. So that's about it.
Sounds good, Jason.
Yeah.
Went to Spirit Halloween about a month or so ago, and Griffin picked out his Halloween costume, which was one of those inflatable, like, you know, you see the guy being picked up by the alien, you know, and he's got his legs kicking out in front.
Yeah,
it's one of those, but it's like a purple monster or something like that. He's like, this is it. This is the one. This is it.
This is great. Yeah, that's great. I love it. I like when people do those costumes on their dogs. Those are pretty great.
He completely changed his mind though. He wants to be a clown though. So so we got him a clown outfit, and he's got to be able to wear it at school, right? So we got him this just run of the mill, generic as hell clown outfit. But of course, it's my son, so he's being creepy as hell.
Blood all over it.
We did a makeup test, and he is just like coming up to me, smiling in my face, and I was just like, he's got a plastic knife. Ah, Jesus Christ, it's freaky. Other than that, the big news in my life, I got a power mixer, a power shaker. I just press this button. I don't know if you can hear this.
Instant martinis.
Look at that. It's USB charged.
Why is it USB charged?
I don't know, because that's convenient.
Convenient for what?
For me, because I've got USB plugs right over here, and I can just plug it in whenever I want.
So wait, it charges, or like it charges things? Oh, okay. So it in and of itself is a charger. I was confused because I was
no.
What
the way
are
that
you
I charge it up. The way that I charge it up is via USB. Look at that. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and it's stirring it.
And it's stirring it.
Gotcha.
There we go.
Okay, gotcha.
I've been into drink mixes lately. I'm a fiend for caffeine drink mixes. This is how I live my life now. One protein shake and drink mix at a time.
Okay.
So that's my life now. It's
what's your go-to flavor right now?
Peanut butter.
It's always peanut butter, right? Like it. Yeah.
But as far as like the drink mixes are concerned, I got a nice watermelon limeade. Okay. I got a sour blue raspberry, which is very nice. And I'm fully intending on making this my personality now. I can't wait.
I have one of these things. These are big in California.
Oh, sure.
These little Stanley. This podcast is not sponsored by Stanley, by the way. But yeah, these are what me and every 45-year-old and up woman is drinking out on the streets during our walks.
It's true. I've seen it.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, you gotta, at some point you have to accessorize yourself with your drinking cup of the future, like whatever you're using to drink everything. And I feel like once you hit around our age, like you're there, like you have this cup and it's not leaving your side.
Like I'm thinking stickers now, right? Like the next logical step is stickers, right?
Oh yeah,
on my drink cup, right?
Yeah,
that's the next one. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
And
this is like a midlife crisis with protein shakes. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I love it. Anything else going on, Jason?
Nah, man. That's shit. That's it. How about you?
I have absolutely nothing going on because I woke up about 10, 15 minutes before we were supposed to podcast tonight with no alarm whatsoever. Just woke up and be like, oh shit, I got a podcast. And I didn't even realize that Chris wasn't on the show. So I had to host and I was just like, oh God damn, like I'm not even ready for that. Shit. So you're
doing great.
Hey, thanks. I really appreciate that. I'm not feeling bubbly whatsoever. I'm extremely, extremely tired, but the studio lights are hitting me. Got stars in my eyes. I feeling pretty good about tonight, guys, because we've been playing some really good video games, and I want to jump straight into that. Starting back around with Mr. Geoff Chorney, sir. Tell me about them games you're playing.
I've really only been playing 2, so I'm almost at the end of Forza, the campaign part anyway. So
what part are you?
Spoilers?
The turn left part or the
no?
turn
I'm
left?
at the part. See, okay. So there's a
part where you got to
twist.
You have to buy the cars.
Oh, okay.
Well, everyone thinks Corvette's the one that did it, but it turns out it was actually the Volkswagen Beetle.
Really?
So that's where I am right now. So
I never would have guessed that.
Yeah, no one does. No one ever does. And they kind of, they had the rug over my eyes and they ripped it open.
Jesus
I was
Christ.
like, whoa. So I'm hoping they get some DLC, some campaign expansion going at some point. I really want to see where the story ends up. But No, that and Spider-Man, really. It's in Spider-Man most of the time, and holy shit, that game is good. I really like Spider-Man.
That's a video game ass video game.
It is, and it's a very good ass video game video game. And I thought I was gonna finish it by the time we recorded, but I didn't get to do that because I've been kind of cleaning up stuff as I go along when they pop up. So I think I'm 3 missions left in the main story. Okay. So yeah, so I'm pretty. And Jason, you just beat it today, right?
Yesterday.
Or yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday I beat it, and yeah, it sticks to landing. That's all that I'll really say. Okay, Travis, you beat it too, I think.
Yeah, I think that a couple of days ago. Yeah.
Man, they did my boy Venom a solid. Like they really represented him so well. Good. Jesus Christ. There's stuff I want to talk about, but I can't.
I know, same. Yeah.
Yeah. To keep it as spoiler free as possible, like the game does a fantastic job of pacing the story out because there were so many story threads that could have been very easily brushed past and not allowing the game's final moments to have their proper climaxes. Like they do a really good job of taking your time with Harry and Peter, taking your time with Peter and Miles, taking your time with Venom, taking your time with all of these characters that they slowly, introduce into the plot. And like that was one of the better parts of the game for me. Like at the end of the day, like I think I'll hold Spider-Man 1 in higher regard just because I wasn't expecting the game. And it just like came out and blew us away. The quintessential Spider-Man experience. And even though I think Spider-Man 2 replaces that, like this is the best Spider-Man game. There's just something special about 1 that I felt that 2 was missing a little bit, but I'm still right up there with Geoff. Like this game was just a phenomenal piece of entertainment. It's so weird because like I don't want to say things and come off as negative. Like I wish a little bit. I wish more could have been done in combat to differentiate this game from the first. Like I wish the side quests were a little bit better.
What I want to say is one thing, and like it's my major takeaway from the ending, and is that they did Miles dirty with his final suit. I gotta say, it's fucking terrible.
I disagree.
Terrible. It's terrible.
It became my main suit the second that it unlocked. I love it.
Oh, not the City Sounds suit. Oh shit.
The Spider-Verse suits. Oh, those are cool.
Those are very
they're
good.
great. They're great.
Good. I honestly don't only have like two negative things and it's honestly, I think it's really nitpicky for me. And one is, I thought this game does boss battles way better than the first game.
Absolutely.
But I think towards the end, there's a couple that go too long in the way that they'll have like 4 or 5 health bars, but you're not doing anything new with each health bar.
Yeah, there's lots of sequences and lots of like exposition during those sequences. So if you lose one of those, it's like, oh shit, here we go again.
And
let's do it all over.
That's kind of like a little nitpick. And the other one, oh fuck, I can't even remember what the other one was. It was not even. Oh, and the side missions I thought were fine. I mean, I'm doing them all. This is going to be the first game I platinum, and it's the only ones I really didn't like or not liking are the drone ones. They open up kind of later. I just didn't like the way, because if you lose momentum during those, it just sucks the, like, no pun intended, but the wind out of your sails type thing. It's just like, oh man, that sucks.
The
slipstreams.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I didn't like that
too much.
Because like some of the sharp turns, you're just like, if you don't know that turn's coming, you go right into like a building, and you can kind of keep momentum, but it just slows you right down.
Yeah.
But oh man, I haven't received any bugs, like zero.
Really?
Like I've had, I have a horseshoe up my ass when it comes to bugs.
You actually, like I'm locked out. Well, like it won't show the LNR to where I can get to the next platform and shit like that. So I'm like locked out. I've got to reload last checkpoint.
That just happened to me just now, like about half an hour ago, and I thought I was done because I reloaded, I restarted my Xbox, I quit the app about 4 or 5 times, and it was a similar thing where it gives you a new power, and it would show it, but it wasn't registering the input, so I couldn't get past that part. Everything else worked. I can bring up the guide and everything.
When you hold like L1 and hit square or something like that?
Yes.
I think I had
exactly what it was.
Yep.
Yeah. And I was like, fuck. And then I was like, well, this is the only save, because I would go to like load game. It would be like, whatever. Wait a second. There's another sub menu of load game, and then they have backup saves. And I was like, okay, this one's like 15 minutes before. Let me try it. And it worked. And I was like, oh, thank God. Because I would have been pissed if it was like I couldn't progress past that part.
Totally.
Yeah. I had a couple of issues. They were all like hard locks on my system, just needing a reboot.
Shit.
I think
Yeah, I didn't have any of that.
I think about 8 hours into it, I had my first system crash, and then that went away up until about the last 2 or 3 hours of the game. So on the very tail end of the last act, I had hard crashes on my console. I think I had 4 total. Not a deal breaker by any stretch of the imagination, but it for sure was aggravating, especially when one of mine was in like a pretty tense like chase scene and just died on me, and I was just like, that kind of sucks. But other than that, like it wasn't too bad.
I've seen glitches of like people like during cutscenes, something happens and they totally miss a cool part of a cutscene. I was like, yeah, that could kind of suck. Like again, horseshoe up my ass, because same with Starfield. I had very minimal bugs when I played Starfield, and I put like 60 hours into that, or so I can't remember how many exactly, but I got lucky. And knock on wood, this continues with Spider-Man, because I'm excited though. It's going to be my first platinum. I think I'm going to be able to do it tomorrow, I hope. Unless I haven't looked at the list yet. I'm just hoping there's not something ridiculous that I miss, like collect 100 of these and I'm just going to be like, oh.
No, the only trophy that's going to be a pain in the butt is there's one where they want you to use that new slackline feature for stealth
to barely use that.
Okay, so you're going to have an issue with that because
enemies.
It's 25 enemies, which at the end of the day is not a terrible amount. But
no,
when you run out of when you run out of the missions around the city that are like inside warehouses that are really great stealth areas, if you don't have any more of those, you have to do them with random crimes in the streets, and good fucking luck with that.
I'm going to see if I can.
It is nigh impossible if you do not have that trophy completed. The rest of your experience is going to be rough. That's the sole reason why I have not yet platinum the game. Every single trophy is completed except for this one.
I'll have to look to see how, because it'll track. It'll say like if I have like 16 out of 25 or something, right? So I want to see what I'm at. I'll make a mental note of that, because thanks for the heads up, because that would be something that would literally make me just be like, yeah, not right now. And then not right now turns into I'm not going to bother.
Never,
yeah. So, yeah, I like it, man. I love the Venom. I immediately started watching the second Venom movie, the one with Carnage.
Oh, sure.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And well, that's the thing. Like the entire time, I'm like, I want Spider-Man 2's Venom in this. It's just, so cool. Like,
did a really good job of being a threat.
Yes,
like being like a genuine threat, and I think it's due to gameplay decisions they make during Venom's unveiling, and how like those battles are being given to us, and it was pretty damn effective. Like he was. I like my enemies. I'm a huge villains guy. Like I love villains. I think a game is as good as its villain will take it, and just Insomniac in general has done some really interesting things with these Spider-Man characters. Like, Otto is not nearly as scary as Venom is, at least the video game versions of them. Like Otto is nowhere near it, but he's an interesting character because you spend the first 10 hours of that game actually liking Otto and like learning that, how much of a mentor he is and stuff like that. So like they really give you these interesting situations with these villains. That being said, as much as that's good, I felt like Kraven was a little bit flat, kind of. And I say flat because maybe for a lack of exposure. Like I just feel like we needed a little bit more Kraven. There are craven decisions that are made like halfway through the game, that I felt like would have punched a little bit more if we just had a little bit more time with him. So I just like it's not a perfect game. Like I had such high expectations, but like overall, I am immensely happy with what they've given us and stuff like that. Like I don't know if
they've even tried to give Norman like a face turn, not a face turn so much as like make him like a sympathetic character as well. So you kind of feel for him a little bit.
Yeah, they're doing a really great job with Norman Osborn specifically. Harry, I think, is fine. I think they did as much with Harry as you could possibly do with Harry. But yeah, you're right. Norman is a killer character right now, and like the writing is on the wall. Like if you have certain knowledge of the Spider-Man world, I know they try to Insomniac tries to shake it up specifically, but like there's just at a point like we know that like something is going to happen, and we kind of have an idea of how that's going to happen. And you're right, the setup has been like so strong for Norman.
Lay the side missions, people, too. Finish the side missions, even if you're not going for the platinum.
Yeah. The side missions.
There's some story shit in there that's pretty good. I
thought pretty much all the side stories ended pretty well in some pretty emotional places too. Like there's one scene that ends on a park bench that was like oddly, surprisingly, like really sweet and moving. A good Spider-Man scene. And they sprinkle a couple of those situations, a couple of those endings out there. Not for all of them, but you're right. Like some have like major implications, either for DLC or for future games.
For another game, yeah.
Yeah, I loved where every side mission landed. I was pretty happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's good to know. Yeah, the few that I tried to wrap up didn't really hit me that hard. So
wrap up the fire one.
Okay.
The can't remember what they're called. I'm sure you did a few of them with the guy with what's her name, Wraith. Yeah, with her. Yeah, finish up that one for sure.
Yeah, that one's pretty rad. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah,
there's a reveal at the end of that one that I got kind of giddy for. And I'm gonna say it. I like the MJ missions. I like them. I thought they were fun.
They're better,
way better than they were in the first
last
one.
Ones. Yeah,
yes.
They're better. It's not great, but they're better.
No, there's only a few of them, so I'm okay with that. And there's no fail. Well, yeah, there wasn't really like a fail state in them, which is that was my big concern with the first one.
Like I held forward, no stealth whatsoever.
That's all. Yeah, she's OP, man.
Yep.
Yeah. She takes down dudes quicker than either of the Spider-Men.
Yep.
Like I was sitting there and I'm just like tasing Craven's hunters by the thousands with MJ, and I'm just like sitting there. I'm like, okay, I'm having way more fun with her than in Spider-Man 1. If that was their only goal, congratulations.
Yeah.
But it does stand out as being a little bit too overpowered. Like she is just a monster.
They pulled a Raiden. They're like, oh, you think that he's shitty and a shitty character, and we're gonna make him super fucking badass.
They did pull a Raiden,
and then everyone's like, "Oh, I mean, not to that exact level of but yeah." Metaverse Solid Cut.
I can't wait for that MJ standalone game.
I might skip that one.
Mary Jane Revengeance. It's gonna be good.
Yeah,
it's gonna. But be good.
That's Spider-Man. If you guys are, if we're done talking, but that's all I've been playing. So that's it.
Yeah. Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, we didn't get to talk too much about that.
No, yeah. Chris only played a couple missions. I just beat it just a couple hours ago. And,
oh wow.
To quote my tweet, what a goddamned delight this game is.
It's good.
It's very good. It's right up there with like it's evocative of like Super Mario World. Like it's on that level. I think.
Wow. Okay.
Every fucking level, and granted, I've only played maybe about half the levels that are available because they show you how many levels you missed like after you beat the game, and I'm like, holy shit, I missed a ton.
Missed a shitload.
But everything up until that point had its own gimmick in every level, and very, very, very rarely did they repeat it.
I like that.
and I mean, they have the, you know, the one overarching gimmick, you know, where it's like you find the wonder seed or whatever. And then you've got to like go through like a trippy version of the level in order to find the wonder seed at the end of it. And those are all done spectacularly, and just differently. Like, there's one where it's like a fucking synchronized, not a DDR level, but it's like kind of like a Hi-Fi Rush, where it's
nice.
like everything's
like
on
a
a beat
rhythm
and stuff like that.
Okay.
Where you're jumping and coins are popping out at certain instances, and the same thing with enemies, and it's spectacular. It's so much fun. There's a lot going on in that game, a lot of creativity. Chris said that, and I wholeheartedly back that up.
How do you feel is the difficulty in a game like that? Because
it's pretty easy,
that's
to
what
be honest. But
that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
but I mean, there's all right. So in order to fully complete a level, you've got to get to the top of the flagpole. You've got to get at least 2 wonder seeds. You've got to get at least 3 of the 10 the purple coins or whatever. And all that shit is very hard to get. But just beating the level by itself, not that bad. It's pretty damn easy. But if you want to go back into it, it's as hard as you want to make it.
You think it would be, okay.
Yeah. And I immediately jumped back in and started redoing levels that I missed stuff on. And it's
Did
cool.
You play co-op at all, or like multiplayer?
No. We've been meaning to the past couple nights. We just never got around to it. So like last night, I'm just like, fuck it, I'm going to play it by myself, and stayed up till like 5 in the fucking morning playing the goddamn game, and
it's fun.
Nearly beating most of it. Replayability obviously is up there, you know, because you've got to go through the levels again in order to unlock more stuff. But they give you these badges, which are kind of like skills, kind of like abilities. You know, you've got your timed jumps, you jump higher, your wall, like ledge grabs, not ledge grabs, but like a ledge leap where you leap up instead of like a wall jump where you jump across, you jump straight up. So you get
I think I know what you mean. Yeah.
You get to
like a flashback type thing.
Kind of. Regardless, you get to go to different areas depending on the abilities that you have. So yeah, a shit ton of replayability. Game's fun, man. I like it a lot.
Look, you're talking about all these video gamey things. You're talking about gameplay. You're talking about control, graphics. You're talking about all this shit. Okay, who cares? Tell me about Amiibo applications.
None, as far as I know. Shit.
None.
Oh my God. I don't know for sure, to be honest.
That's actually surprising if it is none. I feel like they would make a killing off a set of Amiibos with this game.
I did that whole bit. I did that entire bit assuming that there was Amiibo support. I would
don't know.
Massively happy if there was no Amiibo support for this game.
Super Mario Bros. Wonder Amiibo.
Anything?
No. New Zelda, Super Mario Bros. Well, okay. I don't see any interaction, but let's see. Will Mario have Amiibo support? There's no Amiibo functionality.
Good for you, Nintendo.
Wow.
Good for you. Just focus on your video game. Just focus on your video game. If EA Tiburon did that and said, you know what, we're going to focus on Madden instead of focusing on Ultimate Team this year. No Ultimate Team this year. It's just going to be all Madden football is what we're focusing on. Maybe you'll put out a better fucking game. Just throwing it out there. I'm not a game developer.
I don't know. Maybe if they had Madden Amiibo, maybe I'd get into it.
It is Madden Amiibo, Madden Ultimate Team.
I want little figures though.
But that's the thing. That's
I want a Madden
you.
book. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be great. Now, if it was a card-based game, but every card was a steelbook.
Oh my God.
There was a small niche. There's a small niche of players like Geoff
who will
will have everyone. Yeah. I feel like that's a Kickstarter somewhere, guys. We need to workshop that.
Get on that.
All right. So, any other games between you gentlemen?
I don't think so. If there are, I've forgotten about them completely because
Same.
Wonders and Spider-Man is so good.
With it being the spookiest season of the year, I'm surprised you haven't played Alan Wake 2, Jason.
I did actually. Shit. Oh fuck.
Let's talk about that because I'm playing it as well.
I played maybe a half hour, and then I got sidetracked. So
yeah, I'm not terribly deep as well. About 5 hours in.
Okay.
I guess in the sense that if this game's 25 hours, I guess I'm a chunk in, but it's pretty great. I like it. Yeah, just a little bit of context. Remedy is one of my all-time GOATs. I have high expectations for their games. I am rarely let down, and I doubt I will be let down on this experience as well. That game has a creepy mood and vibe that some survival horror games wish on their best day that they can achieve.
And right out of the gate too, like it's spooky to begin with. They don't mess around.
Yeah, it's really, really creepy. Great performances vocally and visually so far. Like Remedy's usual MO of combining game footage with FMV footage being projected onto the screen. It's just something that works. And melding like old video game entertainment with new video game entertainment, like it just works. They have a stable of voice actors who they've been working with. It's the same voice actors for 15 years.
Forever, yeah.
and they all work all the time. It's really, really good. I like the new characters so far. Saga Anderson. I'm actually, believe it or not, because there's two characters, Saga and Alan, that you play. And I believe it or not, I'm actually enjoying Saga's character and her side of the story a little bit more than Alan's right now, which I didn't think that would be the case. But it's pretty fun so far. So going into gripes, because like, and honestly, I think this is a me problem and not a game problem. Because with this game, they definitely went the route of survival horror versus kind of going for just some moody third-person experience. Weapons and everything feel depleted of ammunition, I'm 5 hours in and I've never felt like I had a lot of items, which I think for all intents and purposes for the genre is a good thing. But it is, I lost my train of thought for a second there. Blah, 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 blah.
Ammo. Survival horror ammo items.
But what this game, I completely lost my train of thought. I love it when that happens.
Gripes,
it'll
problem. Okay,
become
there
clear.
It is.
Like
there it is.
The more that you play the game, we'll understand what Travis is talking about.
Yeah, exactly. The so like gripe wise, if you've played Control and if you really enjoy Control, that game did just that gameplay. I could never get enough of it. But I know it's kind of a different set of rules that game is playing by versus Alan Wake. Alan Wake is trying to be a little bit more grounded. You can't float around and do telekinesis in Alan Wake, which I get it, and you shouldn't be able to do those things. But they really, really double down on the old school style of Alan Wake, which flashing your light, and then once you've depleted that shadow armor, then you can shoot them with regular weapons. Like that is all there, and it plays really, really well in this package. But it does feel a little bit of a step backwards because Control's gameplay is just so advanced and so much fun, and then to go to this, it's just a little bit slower. It does feel a little bit older generation. But the issue I'll say though is I have no solution for them. Like I can say that this is something that just feels like a step back, but I'm not as smart as them.
It sounds like that was exactly what they were going for. Like to evoke like those older generation games, like an old Alan Wake.
Yeah, and it plays like way better than most survival horror games out there. Like it feels like that they came out and said, okay, we want to make our version of the style of survival, of what is hot in survival horror right now. Because like Control, it feels like this is unique, this is their own thing. Alan Wake 2 feels like, okay, we're going to take everything that works in survival horror today and we're going to master it. And I think they did that. It's just that I definitely had more fun with Control. I'm really interested in where the story's going so far. I think it's really interesting. That being said, I'm super hooked on the lore of Alan Wake. I'm definitely one of the people in the last 13 years that have just been like, checking out lore videos for clues, like just randomly and seeing what things are going on. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's pretty great. It's genuinely spooky. Technical wise, I think it's running well. I'm running in performance mode. I messed around a little bit in quality mode just to see, because in a game like this, I at least want to try quality mode and see if I can deal with the 30 frames per second if the game looks that much more advanced.
Sure.
I don't think it did. The quality mode mixed with motion blur and the film grain, it just gets really splotchy, really jumpy. It just doesn't feel like a fluid experience. So I'm playing it on 60, but I kept the film grain and the motion blur on, and I feel like I'm getting a pretty decent version of that game.
That's one of the few games that I think I could deal with motion blur. I usually turn that off like immediately.
Me too.
But
Me too.
It seems like that kind of genre.
It works pretty well, I think, for it. I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. I mean, honestly, the other technical issue is a personal problem, and it's that obviously with it being Alan Wake and a game about darkness and needing flashlights 24/7, is that the game is really dark.
Yeah.
And depending on your lighting situation in your household, if you're like me, I have a window on the opposite side of my TV. So when it is daylight outside, I cannot play this game. I can't play it whatsoever because it's so dark. So again, that's another issue. That's a Travis problem. The game was made purposefully to be super pitch black dark. So I get it. But it is a pain in the butt. Like I have time to play in the middle of the day. I'm
worried about that, actually.
That's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Need those blackout curtains, man. Like, I don't know what time of day it is, but I can see whatever.
I know it really hampers my ability to play games that are darker too. Like I basically got, like, we're going to the season now where it's definitely darker, like earlier in the morning and stuff. So when I get up early, I can get a couple hours of pure darkness, and then in the evening. So games like that, like throughout the day, like I picked up Alan Wake 2. I'm not going to start till I'm done Spider-Man. But I know, like during the day, maybe that's when that'll be my Mario time. Because I know I'm not going to be able to play that during the day.
Yeah, that could be a smart move.
Yeah, kind of a bummer. And again, it's an our problem. It's not the game's problem. It's just game's problem in general.
Yeah,
like if it's dark and you got any kind of light, and then good luck.
What else can I really chime in?
I don't know. Like, how is it?
Like,
does it do? Okay, I don't know if the game does this, and I'm pretty sure it does, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Does it do the episodic thing like the first game does? Because I love that.
It does. It doesn't fully lean into the episode of television style, but it every chapter has a cut to black cliffhanger. Okay. And then it doesn't go into credits, but it kind of gives you a credit scene with a licensed song.
Okay, so they did bring back licensed songs.
Okay, yes. Cool. That's all brought back. I've been hearing people say like, hey, you don't necessarily need to play Alan Wake 1 or the Control DLC to really get into this game. I kind of wholeheartedly disagree. Like, I feel like if you go into this game, I was kind of like in my head, like going into this blind. What is that experience like? Knowing nothing about Alan Wake. If this is your first Remedy game, I don't know if I could recommend it under those.
I don't think you have to play them. I think you should definitely watch like a recap, like a 5-minute recap, because just to get the gist of what's happening, especially with the beginning of 2. from what I hear, and the ending of the first one. Like, you're not going to understand what the fuck's going on if you don't at least know what happens at the end of the first game. The control stuff, I don't know. I don't even know if you have to watch that, to be honest. Like, it was so loosely tied in to control that I don't think that's really that important.
I'm 5 hours in, and
you think it really stands out that much?
I'm glad that I know who the FBC is. Like,
okay, yeah.
I'm glad that I know.
Okay.
Like, but the thing is, on the flip side, like, if you didn't play Control,
yeah, like,
and you see a piece of paper from the Federal Bureau of Control, like, you won't really be like, man, I hope I'm not missing anything awesome. Like, you're not gonna know. So it's like,
yeah, so it's not super important for like character wise, but it's more of like fan service of like, I know this and it's in the same universe. That's where I think some people don't recommend you have to play them, because it's more of like it enhances the situation or the experience, I guess.
For sure.
Like, but I would say it's definitely one of those games though that I think you need to at least watch a
recap.
Yeah.
I absolutely did before I hopped back in. So
yeah, I'm surprised they don't do they do like a preview on Alan Wake during it or no?
They
really? That'd be kind of cool.
They do not, I don't think.
I wonder why. That seems like a huge oversight, considering one, Alan Wake didn't sell that well, and this is a whole new audience of people that are going to be like open to it, or be because it's multi-platform for once. Until I guess the remaster was, but that wasn't that long ago. Was that even was that last year? Like a couple years ago?
The remaster, I thought it was like a year ago, maybe a year and a half.
Pretty recent.
Yes. So it was pretty recent. Yeah. You'd figure they'd kind of do that. But yeah, I'm definitely going to watch it again, to watch like a recap for sure, just to refresh some things. Looking forward to it.
I watched a recap and I still don't know what's going on. I'm fucked.
It was confusing.
Yep.
I like that first one, man.
It's an ocean. It's not a lake. That's all you need to know.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Like the Matrix. Once you figure out all the spoon shit, like it's okay. Yeah, I get it.
No, it's pretty much makes total sense. Yeah. Lally lay low, Metal Gear Solid in your pocket.
See, Geoff just proved it. So, anything else, guys? Anything else that we're playing? Any other?
No one picked up the Metal Gear.
No, that thing is fucking garbage. Of course not. I'm not touching it.
I'm just wondering, because some people would just be like, "Hey, I'm going to get it anyway," but wasn't too sure.
No.
I want them to just sell the encyclopedia portion of that package. That's what I want them to sell, because I was watching someone play through that and going through the manuals and the collector's books, and it's really, really impressive information of what they put in there. It's very similar to like the Hyrule Historia that Nintendo would put up every few years. It's an impressive amount, but all the pain and blood, sweat, and tears they put in that, it sounds like they should have been putting that into the actual games themselves. Because one, they don't run in 60 frames. And situations like with Metal Gear Solid 1, I think they're playing the PAL version. And it's just really...
I think 2 and 3 are 60, isn't it? Just the first one isn't?
No. They're all 30.
None of them are?
Yeah.
They're all 30,
so they run in less frames per second than the original version?
Than the original version, yeah.
Oh my God. That is insane.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, like, on one hand, I'm very happy that Konami is remaking Metal Gear Solid 3, but on the flip side, I'm like, oh, you have done nothing to inspire confidence. You can't even do a re-release correctly, like much less a game from scratch. So I don't.
Did you guys watch the gameplay reveal of that?
Oh my God, the Unreal Engine one? Oh no, that didn't inspire a lot of confidence.
Didn't do anything for you?
No. No,
it looks like it's playing exactly the same. It's like a coat of paint. I think graphically it looks good, but it looks like Metal Gear 3 in terms of gameplay, and that's what scares me.
They didn't show a lot of interaction. Like, they showed a lot of just like kind of still shots, of him like in the water or whatever, or him like peeking around a corner. No real interaction, like combat or anything like that. So I don't know.
No.
Yeah, I don't know how it's all gonna work together. We'll see.
That sounds good. All right, gentlemen, we have no news. We have no other topics of discussion. That means Interactive Distractions 445 is about over. So thank you guys for tuning in for this really, really short show this week. And if you do like the show, definitely check out our Linktree information that is going to be right below me in the video. Go there. You can find us on all certain amount of platforms. And if you go on our YouTube page, give us a like and a subscribe. We'd really, really appreciate it. So before we go, thank you very much. And I'm losing my head again, guys. Oh my God, I need to go back to sleep. Take care. My name is Travis.
I'm Jason.
No, I'm Geoff.
Play your games and have a good one. Bye-bye.
Peace.